Hi friends, very interesting topic we are discussing. Uh, are you someone who's looking for a career in brand strategy? Are you someone who's been thinking that you've been feeling you're stuck somewhere and you really want to grow, in building brands? Are you the one who has aspirations to build brands, to build product, service, experience for the new age brands in this digital era? If you are any one of these who are looking for making your career in brand and marketing strategy, here is something what I have to offer for you. Hi, I'm Karan, um, a husband of a very wonderful woman and a father of a wonderful daughter, lovely princess. I'm a storyteller by passion and a spiritual person. Professionally, people call me a dot connector, design thinker, experience strategist, brand conceptualizer, and so on. What I'm going to tell you today is a topic which is very convoluted. ये वो चीज़ें हैं जो हम सबके दिमाग में आती हैं कि ये क्या है, ब्रांड स्ट्रेटजी क्या है, ये मार्केटिंग है, ब्रांडिंग है या ये डिज़ाइन थिंकिंग है. ये बहुत सारे कॉन्वर्जेशंस कॉन्वुलेटेड हो रहे हैं एंड वी ऑल नीड टू नो. I mean, there are young professionals. आप MBA student हो सकते हैं. You might be a design student. You might be a branding person. You might be a marketing person. You might be a digital person, and you all might be thinking, who is a brand strategist? So I'm going to tell you in this video 6 principles, or rather 6 areas of what a brand strategist of today look like. He or she looks like is what I'm going to tell you today. So watch this video till end and you're going to definitely learn a lot. If you are a young professional, if you're someone who has been in sales roles, in account management roles, in various roles, and you want to really grow to become a brand strategist, then here is something for you. So these 6 things. First, brand strategists today, it's not about being a designer or being a management person. It's about being a human researcher, someone who keeps human in the center of everything, the user in the center of everything, develops human insights. It's not easy. There is lot available these days outside. हम सब देखते हैं brands बनाने के लिए डीपर इंसाइट की ज़रूरत है. एक ह्यूमन प्रॉब्लम जिसको आप सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, वो ह्यूमन प्रॉब्लम जो सिर्फ एक बंदे की नहीं है, एक बंदे की नहीं है. इट इज़ अ ह्यूमन प्रॉब्लम फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ सच पर्सोनास एंड दैट इज समथिंग वन नीड्स टू अंडरस्टैंड. A lot of people get data, a lot of people get research, but a very few people understand human insight, and these are very, 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 very few. I've been working for over 13 years in brand strategy companies, consulting firms. I've been part of conceptualizing retail experience stores, brands. I've worked on brands. I've worked on conceptualizing hotel brands, FMCG brands. I've launched a beer brand. I've worked on various parts of developing a brand, and I can tell you, in all these 13-14 years, what I've learned is a great human insight is all you need to base the foundation of your brand. A lot of times we get carried away by creating possibly a campaign and a lot of things which are temporary, not long term. So remember, you've got to be a human researcher. You should be studying human psychology. You should be knowing human behavior. That's bare minimum prerequisite in today's world as a brand marketer or a strategist. Second important thing, we have to be dot connectors. There's so much there's so much conversation going around in the market about this T-shaped marketer, a dot connector, multifaceted individual. Who are these people? So let me give you an example. You could be studying design. You could be creating brand language, brand design language. You could be creating identity and logo. You could be a UX designer. You could be anyone from design fraternity. But you need to know a lot about positioning, proposition. You need to know a lot about emerging technologies. You need to know new digital research tools. You need to know how to work with the communication team. You need to also know that when your brand goes to the market, what will really attract the audience. And so while you might be core in your discipline of design, you still need to know these areas. Now let me take another example. You could be an MBA, you could be doing a postgrad in marketing, e-business, business design, you could be studying marketing as your specialization. Now if that is your core, where you understand markets, you understand your TG very well, the next thing is, do you understand how to appreciate design? Do you understand how to work with technologies? Do you understand a bit about the digital and the way digital is evolving? Do you understand the evolving trends which are happening in the market? Do you understand the different channels? Person. Now let me take another example. You could be purely a business person. You possibly not studied marketing, and you could be thinking that I am a business person, but at the same time you need to know how to appreciate design, and you need to know what are the components of marketing. You need to know your channel, you need to know your customer. So you could be great in doing what you do, and that is your deep vertical, but you need to go horizontal and connect with people, and that is what I call as connecting dots. If you can connect dots between various verticals, various disciplines, then you can't be a brand strategist of today. Today's world requires dot connectors more and more, and they are in very, very less quantity. Let me tell you, if you really move your career towards becoming a dot connector, you could be someone who best of brands, startups, they all want to hire. So that's the second prerequisite, or the second principle of becoming a great brand strategist. The third one is you've got to be a storyteller. We all can present a lot of data. Today I meet people who get data worth 50 pages, 100 pages, and there is so much good quality data. But what do we do with that data? Once you get down to the core insight, which is what I started with, the point number one, the core insight. If you have a human insight, you need to tell a story to communicate that point to your internal stakeholders and to your external stakeholders. When I say internal stakeholders, if you are part of a brand agency or a brand design firm or brand consulting, you will have your creative partners, you will have your communication partners, you will have your technology partners. You need to get to their heart and to get to their mind space. You need to tell them a story, and then when they create their output, with their help, you need to craft a story for them. And that is very, very important part of how to convey a brief in a storytelling manner, to get to present a brand in a much more emotional way, and create a great message around it. The fourth point, I love this point because I think I've done this in my entire career. You've got to be a true client partner. You can't say I am just a creative, I am just an account manager, or I am just a business person, I am just a marketer. You got to be a client partner. When I say you got to be a client partner, you got to be detach yourself from your own creation and look at it from the client's business lens. There are these, in design thinking, we call these three things. That is the idea having genuine human need. Is there a genuine human insight? 2, are there technology, methods, new ways, whatever you are using, to create your solution? Are there technology and all those things available to support that, or are you creating a completely blue sky approach? Which is also possible, unique, but you need to be careful about the point 3, which is very important for a client. Is it viable? When I say viable, is it making sense? Business sense, and that is something you need to be appreciating, that you should be solving business problems. You've got to be hearing client pain points and truly become involved, because once you become involved with the client and you are a consultant to client, they will open up their heart. You will get so much information, so much you will get to know about their business, that you would be able to create solutions in a better way, and you'll be able to go back to your team with much more enriching data and information, that you can create much more holistic solution and not a tactical brand. So the fifth point is, you got to be a great seller. What do you mean by a great seller? Do you need to know sales? No, I don't mean that. That you need to know. I am not necessarily a sales guy. I love sales guy who convince me to buy into a service, a product, or a brand, or any experiences. But when I say you got to be a seller, we're all selling something in our lives, to our families, to our peers, to our friends. But when it comes to putting up a great show for a brand and selling the idea, we got to be passionate, equally passionate rather, to sell that idea. If you can't sell a great human insight, if you can't sell a great story to your internal teams, how would you sell that story to the market? And that is very important, that the art of selling. And when I say selling, it doesn't mean literally taking up a sales job. It is about the art and the method of convincing something with conviction. You've got to have that conviction that this is happening, and that conviction comes from insights which are derived from data and human behavior. You've got that conviction comes from that you have really built up a story which is something they will relate with. That conviction comes from connecting dots across various disciplines and touch points. That conviction comes by becoming a true client partner. So do you see that all these things which I'm talking about, they are not independent of each other. They're all linked. These are things which you cannot take away. I mean, I can't say that okay, a brand strategist is a storyteller but not a dot connector. No. You've got to be the human researcher, you've got to be a dot connector, you've got to be a storyteller, you've got to be a true client partner, and you've got to be a great seller. And one more very important element, last but not the least, the sixth one, you've got to be an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur? We've heard of entrepreneurs. A lot of you might know entrepreneur, and if you Google, the entrepreneurs are people who actually act like entrepreneurs within an organization. They own the client's business, they own the brand as if it's their own. They work with team, they motivate them as if they are the leader of that brand and of that project. They clear hurdles from the team members, projects. They really paint a picture and a vision for the brand which everyone buys into, and they don't lose the sight of the client's business objective. So you've got to be entrepreneur, you've got to be empathetic, you've got to know that you are working with people. And great leaders, great entrepreneurs, if you look at them and if you derive the entrepreneur definition from them, they are great people leaders. So if you work with people, all the things which I spoke about, a great insight can turn into a great idea. A great idea can be sold to the client because you are a true client partner and because you take ownership as an entrepreneur. Now these are, in a short way, I have been able to share with you that there are 6 principles, and it doesn't happen overnight, guys, but it can be fast tracked, it can be learnt. You can garner those skills. I am actually on a mission to create 100,000 people who can become the new age brand strategists, brand marketers, dot connectors, multifaceted individuals, and I am on that vision. Come join me on this vision. I would be happy to take you on a journey where you can fast track and break through in your career. To give you something to take back, there are 2 things which you can act upon right away. There is a free guide, and I'm putting the link in the description below of my video. You can use that link, you can get a free guide. I have created some 3 secrets of writing a great brand brief, which is the starting point of communicating to team. Those 3 points, while they may seem very simple when you actually look at the guide, because I've made it so simple, but those 3 things are something which people sometimes don't follow, and that's where you feel like, why am I not getting somewhere, and why am I not being able to be more strategic and much more result driven. So you can get that. The other thing is, you can join my private VIP group, which is where I'm gonna keep sharing this kind of content more and more going forward. So you can actually enjoy some of my this free guide, podcast, some of my videos, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of topics about creating brand experiences, and how do you really crack this breakthrough. How do you break through in your career? Because I'm pretty sure we all want to break through. That is something which I am here to contribute to help you guys. Come and join this. Have a great time. Thank you guys. Looking forward. Until then, goodbye.